York City.
Here we go. What's up, guys? What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? What's up, Instagram? Today we're talking about hydration. If you're just coming into this, please, if this is the first time you're watching this, if you've seen this 100 times, please go ahead and share it out. Take the time to share, comment, like. If you send a bunch of likes, if you hit that button a bunch of times, it sends a bunch of stuff across the screen, and it's pretty cool for us. It's pretty cool for you. You get to see your face for a couple of seconds. But when you come on here, write hi. Let us know that you're here. Write hello in the bottom in the comments section. I can only see when some of you guys show up, not when all of you show up. But please take the time to share out on your own feed, and we're going to hop into it. So today we're talking about hydration and how much water do you actually need. You know, the status quo right now is that you need to be drinking a gallon of water a day, that you need to drink half your body weight in ounces of water a day, and that your urine should be as clear as water. Now, is that accurate? Is that what we actually want? You out of here?
Yep.
All right, man. We'll see you later.
Nice out.
Yeah, it is. It's awesome. Yeah, do you guys like the weather? Today is phenomenal. Today is a phenomenal weather day. I'm just absolutely ecstatic about it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, what are your views on water? Go ahead and put those in the comments below. What have you heard about water? What have you heard about hydration? I don't drink any. You don't drink any water. Some people hate water. Like, some people don't like water at all. They think it's disgusting. And so they drink juice and they drink a lot of other things. But like, hydration is obviously important. We need a certain amount of hydration, but how much do we need? Because we're at a level now where there is actually a new disease that's popped up in the last like 30 to 40 years. Basically, in the time that we have had sports drinks, this new disease has come to be. I mean, it's rare, but still it happens. I think it was like in the 2006 New York Marathon, 12 people died of overhydration. It's a real thing. It can happen. It's not even that hard. Like, people can drink themselves and dilute out their body so far that the electrical signals can't be passed. Anyway, what happens is you end up peeing and pooping yourself, and then later you die. So think about running a marathon and how awful that is. And then you go ahead, and that happens to you because you were trying to be healthy. Okay, for starters, running a marathon isn't healthy, and anybody that tells you is full of shit. But let's get some context here. Is 1 gallon a day good? Should you drink half your body weight in ounces of water a day? And by body weight, we're in America. If you're in another country that uses a metric system, if you're using kilograms, you would say 1 ounce per kilogram or 1 ounce of water. Geez. Your body weight in kilograms would be 1 to 1, and your body weight in pounds would be half. It was kind of hard to get out. But should your urine be just absolutely perfectly clear all the time? You know, this is a huge misconception. Huge misconception. I think that people are really screwing this up because there is not actually much research out there on this. There's not a ton of research that would say that being like crazy level of hydration reduces injuries. That's not what the research says. The research also doesn't say that all of a sudden your performance level goes crazy high because you're super hydrated. Neither of those happen. You know, nothing is saying that if you're overly hydrated that all of a sudden your body doesn't hold on to fat. Nothing says that your body is healthier because you're super hydrated. There's a point where too much is too much, you know, and everybody's saying, like, I don't drink enough water, I don't drink enough water, I don't drink enough water. I don't know if that is absolutely accurate. Because for one, there's not a ton of research out there. And for two, if you look in the history of everything, back in the day, marathon runners, boxers, football players, these very high perspiring sports, even in hot climates, they did not drink during their competition or their training. Think about that for a second. I mean, these are like across the board. They did not drink during their training. You know, so is it absolutely pivotal to be outrageously hydrated? Yeah, I mean, you can die from dehydration real fast. You can also die of overhydration. So where's the middle line? the negative effects of dehydration is definitely your performance level will decrease when you're dehydrated. Okay, when you're dehydrated, your performance level goes down. Your mental acuity goes down. There's a lot of things that are negative about being dehydrated. But what happens when you're overhydrated? When you're overhydrated, you also have problems. Your body cannot perform the way that it needs to perform. Overhydration is not good either. You've got to hit a balance here. So basically, historically, Gatorade came along. They're the first company that comes along and creates a sports drink. And everybody's like, this stuff is magic, and it was. But it wasn't because of the electrolytes. Okay, this is one of those things I would love to strike dead. It is not because of the electrolytes. The electrolytes do not give Gatorade their power. Gatorade was great because it added sugar to water and was ingested during the competition and during practice. So basically, all that did, if you just drink water during your performance, your body's got to pull glucose from the muscle. When it runs out of that, it's going to pull glucose from the liver. If you do ingest sugar while you are exercising, or exercise, like when you're performing, when you're in a sports-based situation, it's readily available. Right now, you got sugar that can go into your cells and pump you up. That's a good thing if you're a football player, basketball player, these sports that are like burning a ton of calories all the time. It's not going to be good if you are trying to lose fat, if you are just a recreational exerciser, if you are in the health game. Gatorade or any of these sugar drinks would be completely pointless in that department. It'd be dumb. It'd be so dumb. It'd defeat the purpose. You want your body to be at a disadvantage if you're in that scenario. So the Gatorade thing, it is not because of the electrolytes. It is because they put sugar in the water. I don't care what anybody says. You put sugar in the water, things get better. That's all it is. It has nothing to do with the electrolytes. And really, Gatorade was a much better product before Pepsi bought them. And since then, I think that was in the late 80s or early 90s, I don't remember. But since then, it's kind of gone downhill. Really, all that Gatorade is watered down pop. It's soda, it's whatever you want to call it. It's no different than Coca-Cola or anything else. It's junk. Hey, Laura. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Laura says that she loves Grit Gem's videos. If you guys are just coming in, please say hi. Please say hi in the comments section. Tell us what you've heard as far as advice on how you should drink, how much water you should drink in a day. How much water should you drink in a day? Did you get that you should drink a gallon of water a day? Did you get you should drink half your body weight in ounces a day? Did you get that your urine should be crystal clear? Or did you get another one that isn't even in there? And did anybody ever tell you the effects of dehydration and the effects of overhydration? Pretty much everybody says that, most people say that it would be so hard to overhydrate that there's no way you could possibly do it. Well, you get enough athletes and you're going to find that they're nuts. They're nuts. I mean, I used to drink a gallon of water a day. During football, I'd probably drink more, I used to do crazy concoctions and try to put salt and sugar and dextrose and different things like that into my drinks to see what could affect my performance levels. Now, at Grit Gym, we're in the health department. That sounded funny, but we're in the area of health. So, really, Gatorade and all these sports drinks would be super silly to be in here. But water definitely has a place. So, where is it? How much should we actually drink? Since this is the big thing I want to get across in this video is since the insurgence of sports drinks, we've seen a new disease pop up, and this new disease kills people. Basically, you cannot transduce the electrical signal to make your muscles and your body function to do what it needs to do to survive. So homeostasis can't be maintained, and you end up losing your bowels while you're exercising or while you're doing your competition, and then later on you die, okay? Because your body can't keep going if it can't send the signal, like your AV node in your heart. It has to be able to send a signal for your heart to go thump, 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 thump. If it doesn't have that signal, it's just going to go. There won't be a thump. All of a sudden, you're not pumping blood, and you die, okay? This can happen from overhydration when you're drinking too much water. Okay, and I see this on a fairly regular basis. You know, really, if you look at a lot of research, it would suggest that you should just drink past thirst. Now, this gets into another topic because thirst is confusing to a lot of people. And I think until you build a good relationship with your body, it's very hard to deal with the difference between thirst or hunger. You know, am I thirsty right now or am I hungry right now? And people confuse the two and they go for food, and we do convert a lot of our food into water. We absorb a lot of water from our food, but at the same time, we probably should be drinking instead of eating at certain times. And we do want to get used to water going into our body, because water is not a super high tasteful food, consumable product. So most of our foods in society today are this hyper taste. You know, they're like drugs. It'd be like the food is basically like ecstasy. You take an ecstasy, you feel so high on life that it's like this crazy, crazy high level of energy, talking to people, connection with people. You know, you're just going nuts. Cocaine, same thing. Adderall, same thing. All these amphetamines, same thing. You like, apparently it just brings people to this new level of crazy energy. But when they stay up there, then that becomes their new normal, and then when we come back to real life, it's like, well, real life sucks. Well, yeah, real life would suck if you're used to being on drugs. Real food does suck when you're used to eating McDonald's and Coca-Cola and Pepsi and these other foods that are hyper tasteful and are engineered to make you go crazy inside your mouth. Okay, so when we come back down to real foods, they blow. But we got to get used to the taste of real foods, and then everything ends up tasting better to expand our palate. So water is good for that. But what is it? Are we thirsty or are we hungry? This becomes a thing about the relationship with your own body. You've got to be able to distinguish those two. And are you dehydrated or are you overhydrated? We're going to get into that here in a little bit. But that's one of the negatives on the hydration thing. It's like, which one are you? Now, where was I? But yeah, basically one of the things that I really want to get across this video too is most of what people know about hydration has been popularized by the sport drink industry. Okay? Not that they're evil, but they sold you on a lie. They sold me on a lie. I believed it. You know, I was that guy that I didn't carry around a gallon of water, but I was drinking well over a gallon of water a day. You know, I was totally 100% committed to being hydrated to be the best performing athlete that I possibly could. Okay? I bought in, hook, line, and sinker, would have eaten dog shit to be the best athlete in the world. That kind of person. And though there are people out there like that, you know, high-level athletes are very much like that. So I got sold on it too. You probably got sold on it. The whole world is sold on it. That you have to be hydrated to a level that is just insane, where you're basically a continuous flow. You're drinking and peeing at the same time. This is pretty silly. So these sport drink companies popularized everything that we know about hydration, for the most part. And what they told you was, you gotta drink, you gotta drink, you gotta drink, you gotta drink. Why? Because you're buying their products. Why do you think? I mean, it was a sales pitch. So they came out with all of this research saying, we research this and athletes do this, and we research this and your performance does this, and we research this and fat loss does this. Well, the research was all done in-house. It was not research. This is not scientific research. This is a sales pitch. It's a sales pitch, not research. Nautilus did the same thing when they came out. They came out with all this weight equipment, and it was all isolated movements and these machines, and they were really expensive and big and bulky. And these go look at historically, like gyms in the 90s and 80s were full of this Nautilus equipment. Even colleges that, like football programs, strength training programs, were using all this Nautilus equipment. They were sold on the research that Nautilus had created. So Nautilus created their own research. It wasn't research. That's not research. That is a sales pitch. It's a sales pitch, and it hooked you, it hooked me, it hooked everybody, and it's based on bullshit that they created. It is not real, okay? There are back in the day, athletes did not drink water during sporting events. Boxers didn't drink water. It's a high-perspiring sport. Have you ever boxed before? It's like wrestling. I mean, your heart rate just goes through the roof. Have you ever played football before? You go in super, super hard for about 8 seconds and then you're done. Super, super hard for about 8 seconds and you're done. Your body's not very well set up for this, so it's exhausting. If you've ever run a marathon, you know, it's hard. Like, it's hard to go that amount of distance. They didn't used to drink water during marathons. Dead serious. Dead serious. That actually the guy, one of the oldest guys to ever run a marathon, was from England, and he stopped. He had 6 pints of beer during his marathon and 6 cigarettes during his marathon. He stopped 6 times. He had 1 pint and 1 cigarette. Yeah, it's not real. I see those. Thank you guys. I love it when you guys send, when you hit the like button and it sends across the screen. I don't get to see it for 45 seconds, so I forget what I was talking about 45 seconds ago because I got the short-term memory of a goldfish. But the marketing came out and sold you this lie. The research was not real. The research was real. It was just a sales pitch, not research. It wasn't scientifically based. It was stuff that they were just like, well, they perform better. We took a bunch of dehydrated people and we have them drink our stuff versus water, and then they went out and played a game of basketball, and then we thought that the one team did better than the other. That's a sales pitch. That's not real research. That's not a double-blind study. It's silly. But the genius of Gatorade was not in the electrolytes. The genius of Gatorade was they put sugar into water. Sugar, if you have sugar in water, it is just readily available in your blood. You have access to it so you can perform better. If you're going for fat loss or you're going for health or anything else other than performance in your workout, then this is absolutely bogus. Water is fine. Really, if you're not hydrated by the time that you get into your workout, it's way too late anyway, so slamming water isn't going to help you at all. How much water do you actually drink, though? How much water should everybody actually be ingesting? Real question. How much water should people really be ingesting? This is a hard question to ask because what I do think from a lot of the research out there that the half your body weight in ounces a day it's decent. You know what I mean? At least it's kind of like the BMI. It's a little silly, but at least it takes into account that we are different sizes. The gallon of water a day thing. I mean, what if you're a 120-pound 13-year-old girl? And I say, you got to drink a gallon of water a day. And then you're a 230-pound, 6'4", 32-year-old dude. Should we be both drinking a gallon of water a day? That's ridiculous. It's stupid. And so at least half your body weight in ounces of water a day works well. I would like to go back, take it one step further, and say, let's look at our relationship with thirst. Can we actually recognize when we're thirsty versus when we're hungry? Because there's a big fundamental difference here. So I think let's take the half your body weight in ounces a day, take it one step further. Let's set your hydration, set an idea of what hydrated feels like first thing in the morning. So let's take a percentage of half of your body weight in ounces and drink that before 8 a.m. So let's take 1/8. So 1/8 of your body weight and drink that in ounces first thing in the morning. I think you're going to do really well. Past that, you know, like you're going to pee, 4 times in the next 2 hours. And then past that, just you're basically set. Your body knows what thirst is beyond that. Right? So it's a decent strategy. It's the best one I've come up with yet. It's a decent strategy because then you can feel what it has already been set up for you. So when you get thirsty, you're like, okay, well, I'll drink some more water. Okay, well, I'll drink some more water. Just drinking beyond thirst is all you probably need to do. Jessica says, a gallon is too much. Shoot, that changes my whole day. Jessica, do you really drink a gallon? Do you really drink a gallon of water, a whole entire gallon of water a day? Because you're not like a big girl. What are you, like 5'6", 5'7", something like that? Like a gallon of water a day would be a lot of water for you. I mean, think half your body weight in ounces a day. So I weigh 230 pounds, so it's 115 ounces. What's a gallon? Like 90, I think a gallon, like 96, what is it? Like 96 ounces or something like that. So I would be just under, if I drank a gallon of water a day, I'd be just under half my body weight in ounces a day, I think. Maybe that's inaccurate. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that you're like, Jessica says, yes, every day, 5'5", 155. 128, is 128 how many ounces are in a gallon? So I'd be sitting pretty close then. You drink a gallon of water every day, and you're like this big. Anyway, yeah, you don't need to drink a gallon of water a day. If you look at Tim Noakes is a researcher, and he did a bunch of work on people and looked at performance when they were dehydrated, when they were hydrated, when they were overhydrated, all these different, and his research, like, he has a very good TED Talk on this that I think is worth checking out. Tim Noakes, Noakes, I think. But what he's suggesting is just drink beyond thirst. Now the problem with that is most people don't have a very good thirst mechanism. You know, like we don't feel thirsty until it's like way too late. So how do you know? You know, I think that if you start with 1/8 of your body weight, first thing in the morning. That didn't work very well. First thing in the morning, if you drink 1/8 of your body weight first thing in the morning in water, it does a world of good, you know. And why water versus why a sport drink? A sports drink is just soda, it's just junk, you know. Why not juice? Why not something else? It's just better. Water is like the great medium, right? So most of us are so used to this hyper tasting food that we can't drop back to normal. Normal food is what you need. But yeah, since the insurgence of sport drink companies, I don't know the numbers on how many deaths there are, but people are, like, they're not dying right and left, but some people are crazy enough to actually drink enough water to dilute their body, to dilute their body far enough that they can't conduct the electrical signals necessary to maintain homeostasis. So what happens? They lose control of their bowels first. You know, what a crappy way to go. I did not mean to make a pun there. Or whatever that, joke, whatever. But a really not nice way to go. I don't want to, you know, shit my pants and then die. Like, that would suck. But that's what happens. You end up losing control of your bowels, and then you die because you're overhydrated and you're trying to do these crazy marathons. Now, so if we're looking at like there's no question that if you're dehydrated, do you guys like me talking about me shitting my pants and dying? So if we're dehydrated, the negative effects are your performance suffers, and you are probably have a hard time negotiating whether it's hunger or thirst. You know, if you're overhydrated, it kills you. So don't be overhydrated. I think if we're just drinking just a little bit beyond thirst, we're probably fine. But we got to set that thirst mechanism first thing in the morning. We got to drink 1/8 of our body weight first thing in the morning. But this might be. We have quite a few people on the. Go ahead and say hi, guys. I'd like to hear from all of you. Write in the comment section. Just say hello. And if you've ever had any advice on how much water you should probably be drinking, put it in there too. But most of the things at Grit Gym, we're going for health. We're not really. Hello, Aaron Shaw. You're a regular. I like regulars, but you know, most of us are going for health. Is it healthy to run a marathon? Is it healthy to do a lot of these like really high performance things? Like maybe, maybe not. I definitely don't like marathons are definitely not healthy. You know, there's no question about that. But is it healthy to just sit there and pound hydration? No, eventually it has a negative effect, and eventually it's going to kill you. But yeah, back in the day, high perspiring sports even, they did not, hey Amanda Scott, they did not drink water. Back in the day, marathon runners, boxers, football players, all these sports, they did not drink water. Hi, Emily says, I try to shoot for half my body weight in ounces. That's good. I mean, if you're getting at least half your body weight in ounces, brings in some individuality to it all. You know, at least it's specific to the person. If you're just doing a gallon of water a day, it gets a blanket statement. It's silly. If you're just doing that, your urine should be crystal clear all the time. Well, I guarantee you, we all produce urine on different levels. I think it's a really silly.